So I want to cache this out now. So, these can be very heavy. So they can be very heavy simulations and very heavy on your computer as well in terms of disk space, how much they use up. Okay, so if you come into the export here, you can see that we're exporting density, velocity, and temperature. Okay, so we've got coming out of here, I'll drop a null just to prove that it's what we're getting out of here. If we look at the information, okay, excuse me, we've got 3 separate VDBs in our case since we changed them. We got density, temperature, and velocity. Okay, and velocity, remember, is a vector, so that's kind of triple. It's triple the size if you want. Okay, so with a simulation like this, typically we're just going to be rendering the density. That's all we need. So we need the temperature and the velocity for the simulation to work, but we don't necessarily need them for rendering. You might want the velocity for motion blur. Okay, that can be used for that. I'm not going to do that. It's up to you if you want to. Temperature is typically used obviously for fire. You could use it for some other kind of effect as well. I'm not going to. So I'm just going to export density because I think that's all I'm going to use to try and be as efficient as possible, basically. Okay, and I'm going to drop the voxel size to 0.011. Okay, so that's pretty small. You can see the the detail I'm getting. So be careful with this. Try a few frames. Take it down gradually. I'm going to take it down to this and kind of check the quantity of voxels we've got. Okay, we've got 2 million there just at the beginning. Okay, there's 2,259,000 voxels already without it's going to expand and be much more. And beware that, so if we do an experiment here, if I set it to 2, let's see how many voxels I've got. We got 460, so I've got 467,000, and if I cut this in half, okay, just let this start running through. Now I've got almost 3 million. So you can see it's not doubling, right? So that's because I'm not, it's if I've got, let's say 100 voxels in height, okay, if I drop that in half, then I've got 200 here, 200 here, and 200 here. So it's kind of double, right? So it's not just, if you cut it in half, you have double the resolution. No, it's like, I don't know how it works out, 6 times more or 8 times more, something like that. Okay, so be very careful with this value because especially if you're not, make sure you save as you're going along as well. So I'm going to do 0.011. Work within your limits. I'm going to drop a standard file cache. With this works fine because we're bringing in the volumes. This does everything for us. I'm going to do 120 frames, I think. Again, up to you. You can do more or less, whatever you like. I save it to my hip. Geo is fine. I'm going to just call it, let's do another folder, smoke version 1, and then another folder, smoke dot version 1. And I want $F3 .geo. I'll leave this SC on because I think these this file type is smaller, if I'm not mistaken. You can have Bgeo or Bgeo.sc, and I think they're smaller, so we'll leave that on. And that's pretty much it. Yeah, we'll leave all this and let's save that out. I might not do the whole thing, just enough to have a look at how it comes out, and enough to have a look at a bit of rendering as well.